Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Greg Marshall. Today, I want to talk to you. I had a little lunch meeting with someone, and we were talking about advertising, how to run advertising, how to do the marketing, how to get more sales, how to generate more leads. You know, all the stuff that every business owner would love to have, right? And there's like a secret fantasy in there of the second I begin ads, I can test and measure my ROI within days or even just weeks, right? And this is, you know, we all do it. We all wish that we could get an ROI right away. But she asked me a question. She's like, why don't most business owners do advertising, right? Or what's like the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to advertising? And I said, you know, after doing this now for a while, I mean, I've been running ads probably close to 20 years now. The biggest mistake is this. They're not willing to gut what it takes to get the results that they truly want. This is like the uncomfortable truth, that secret I think every business owner knows, but typically does not admit to themselves out loud. So what they do is they hop around from opportunity to opportunity, assuming and thinking that by doing that, they will somehow find the magical targeting or find the magical pill that will get them the results where they get to sleep in bed all day while making all the money in the world. And if they could just find this secret hack, all of their life and world's problems would be solved. And I'm kind of laughing because this is really how many business owners think about their businesses, even though they do not admit it to themselves out loud. They run into the problem of they want something for nothing. And I also ran into this, so I'm not excluding myself. Okay, there is the fantasy of like, man, this shouldn't take as much money as it takes. This shouldn't take so much time. I'm seeing on social media that somebody else has got it figured out, and they figured it out in 3 days. And if I buy their course, then I'm going to be rich just like them. Or there's got to be a way to spend way less money or invest way less time, but get way more results, right? And it's simply not the case. But we all want, that's what we wish, right? We wish, you know, I wish I was 6'7" and can dunk a basketball from the free throw line, right? But there's certain things you have to accept and you have to understand as part of the process. Now, what it does mean, here's the exciting part for those of you business owners that are, long-term focused, willing to essentially put in the work, right, and put in the investment, because it takes real investment, is you can have a very successful marketing system, a very successful way to predictably get leads and sales every single month, but it's going to take you time and money to figure it out. And I just want to be upfront and honest with you. If you're someone who's like, I need to get an ROI for my money, and it sounds like we're being sophisticated and responsible business owners by saying that in the next 2 weeks or the next 30 days, and then, you know, from there I'll just keep scaling and all will go well. Take it from someone who has run a lot of ads, run a lot of ad spend, and has seen things happen. It just doesn't work out that way. I mean, I literally have the experience of spending hundreds, if not millions of dollars on advertising, right? And I've never seen it work that way. In fact, it usually takes a lot longer and a lot more investment. But once you get it, you are very happy that you invested that time and that money. And like I like to always use, I'd like to use the analogy of losing weight, right? The reason why people don't get in better shape or don't hit their fitness goals or whatever, right, is not because they don't know what to do or how to do it. It's that they haven't made the commitment to themselves that they're willing to endure what it takes to get to where they want to be. And usually when I use the word endure, it means consistency, right? Doing it every single day and committing every single day to getting better and building out your marketing system. So as we were having this conversation, like every business owner that I talk to that's looking to grow and scale, the look of kind of nervousness and okay, that kind of sounds like me, and yeah, I want to grow, and people say I want to grow, at all costs, but it doesn't actually mean at all costs, right? Because if that were the case, they would just invest whatever it takes to get there, and they would stay the course. But instead, what they mean, and I can't remember who said this, but it's one of the guys that sold his company somewhat recently, where he says, when people ask, how do I grow at all costs? What they're also asking is, how do I grow with no pain, no discipline, no ups and downs, no problems? Just, I'm looking for a straight path to grow and not have to experience any of that. And when he said that, I kind of laughed, right? Because I was like, this is what many of us business owners think and do when it comes to their marketing and their advertising, right? And building their business, is what we're all really looking for is a way to receive results, huge top 1% results, without doing the top 1% activities. That's the equivalent of saying, how do I have the wealth of an Amazon and a Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett or Elon Musk or any of those guys, but without the headaches of having to deal with a huge staff and raising a lot of money and having, big payrolls and gigantic marketing expenses and, feeling nervous about what's the next thing we have to do and taking big risks, right? That's basically what we're all saying. And so if you want to get like real results where you get, exponential growth, or you really want to see yourself go to the next level, you have to be willing to endure this, right? And you have to be willing to accept. The key word is acceptance. You have to be willing to accept that this is going to take time and it's going to take more money. That you are not, we'll put it this way, that you're not going to love when you have to invest it as it's happening. And let's just call it what it is, right? We don't have to sugarcoat it. We can just say, if you want to get great results and you want exponential growth, you are going to have to invest a lot of time and a lot of money in order to get that growth. And if you ask any founder or any business that's considered growing or big or fast, they will all tell you this, right? This is not some secret that they have. None of them have some secret sauce that someone else can't really do, right? It's more of just the level of commitment that they have made in order to reach the goals that they want. So I'm saying this with the intent of saying, if you want big exponential growth and you already have a successful business, the only thing that is really holding you back from more growth is your own commitment, your own willingness to say, I don't know for certain what will happen in the future, but I'm going to take a risk to try to get it. The level of commitment. I'm part of a group, a mastermind group, where I was talking to someone in there and they had a very successful career, right? And they were a little bit on the older side, and they talked to a coach and said, that was in their industry, and said, I would like to be number one in this industry. And this coach responded correctly. He said, I don't know if you're willing to do what it takes to actually do that. Here's what it will take. And he laid out everything that it would actually take to be number one. And then he asked the client back again. And the client actually said, I agree. I will do all of the stuff that you tell me I need to do if this allows me to be number one. And he ended up reaching that goal within 3 years. And in 3 years, the reason why he reached that goal out of his own mouth was he was scared to death to do it. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of risk. But in the end, he's happy he did it, and he followed everything to a T. And I took that as really the only thing that's holding anyone back is the commitment to it, right? And commitment does involve financial investment and time investment. So if you're a business owner and you're looking to really, let's say, 2026, I'm filming this in 2025 in December, but if you're trying to go into 2026 and you're planning your goals and you're saying, I want to have the biggest year I've ever had, what I will advise to you is to make sure you say, maybe reword that to say, this year I'm going to have the biggest commitment that I've ever had. And let's see where that takes you. Because all the people that get the big results and the accolades and the recognition and the wealth and the money and all of that, it all starts with a commitment. How committed are you? And we can say out loud, hey, I'm very committed. But you got to look at your actions. Are your actions saying how committed you are? And if you look back at it and you're one of those businesses that I'm going to put my toe in the water here, or I'm going to start and stop, and momentum scares you or growth scares you, you're going to have to challenge that. You're going to have to meet that head on and go, am I really willing to do what it takes to grow the business of my dreams? Or am I just fantasizing that somehow it will just happen? Right? That's the question that you should answer for yourself. And here's one of the upsides of committing more. You'll have more self-confidence and you'll feel alive again. Because let's say you're in a business and you're stagnant and you're not really taking any risks, you're kind of getting complacent, you're not moving forward, you're not learning more, you're not doing more. Let's say you're in that state. Life can get pretty boring, right? I mean, because you're just kind of doing the same old. But secretly and deep down, you really want it to be much greater than what it is. And if that's something that you really want to do, then just ask yourself, am I willing to commit? And just take the risk. Take the jump. You will not regret it. You'll learn so much along the way and you'll grow. But this is what it's going to take if you want to have the biggest year you've ever had in your business, is you're going to have a commitment that you've never had. And I wouldn't be afraid to do that commitment, because you know what? You might like it. And that increase in commitment will then be your new baseline for where you're going to be. And then a year after that, you're going to say, wow, I accomplished that. And then that's going to become normal. And then you have to create your new normal. So it's all about commitment and what ambition level you have. So I just wanted to share that, because that was interesting conversation that I had at lunch with someone, where we were kind of discussing, different ways to grow businesses and stuff like that. And that was just my insights that I wanted to share with her based on the questions she was asking. So hopefully this video gave you some insight on what it should take in order to get and reach the goals that you want, and hopefully open your mind into really thinking about what type of business owner or entrepreneur are you? Are you the person that says they want one thing but behaves in another way? Or are you someone that says, I want this, and then I behave in alignment with that, right? And if you're that person and you're just a little bit nervous, just commit. Just commit to it. And if you're someone who says you want one thing but your behavior says another, don't put yourself in the misery then of saying you want more while doing the same thing. Because that's also how you make your life unfulfilling, is wanting more and not changing the behavior, right? And so that's kind of the point of this video, is to really try to bring awareness about what type of business owner and entrepreneur are you.